Welcome, everyone, to Saturday Evening Chats. This is episode 131, and tonight we have with us Mr. Rob D., the New York Outcast. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, people.
In a world of uncertainty and turmoil, one man stands alone, along with his faithful sidekick. A man who entertains and educates the masses weekly, 70% of the time. Born out of the dusty plains of Washington State, now from the coastal forests of Oregon. The man, the myth, the man, G23.
So, I I was going to go hoping we had a good panel and say let's talk about holsters. I know they were talking about them on uh, what was it Georgia Shooting Connection last night, but I was thinking about you know how did how when you were a new person, how did you go about picking your first holster, if you remember that far back?
Yeah, I can hit that. Obviously, I'm the only one that showed up. uh, for me, I just did a little research online. Basically, looked around, came to the conclusion it's probably wise to have one that form fits the firearm versus a universal. Um, and yeah, seen well, obviously I had an idea of the options available on ways to carry this or that, uh, but basically figured out what's my lifestyle, because that, to me, that makes a difference. Do you want a holster you got to put on through your belt, or do you want one you can pull off to switch locations or leave in your vehicle or whatever last minute? You know what I mean? So people go about it different ways. To me, I just looked at the options, thought what would work good for me, and shopped under that kind of format. But American made holsters cheaper than the average, which everybody's like, oh, you got to have the Galco super tough, blah, blah, or all this crap. I don't know. No need. Not for me. I don't know. I'm sure weight, body type makes a big difference, and what you plan on doing. If you just get dressed in the morning, slap it on, and that's it. Through your belt, and it's going to be there till that evening. Then there's different options than if you're going to change your clothes 2-3 times a day, be crawling around basements, under vehicles, running through possibly yard, all types of things. Then you might want a different option. So that's kind of the way I was. So uh, we also had I've only to this day, I only own like a handful of holsters. Everybody says, you know, it's a big joke. You got a box full of, I don't know. I research stuff. I buy the shit I like that's going to work, and it usually works. So I don't have a box of shit that I just don't like and give away. I have stuff for different occasions, basically. So, and that's pretty much how I roll with holsters. Obviously, you can go all across different brands, or this cool guy recommends this, whatever. I don't give a shit about any of that. American made I prefer, and if I got my choice, I like the thicker Kydex. I think it's .80 instead of .50 or 60 or something like that. But again, I do all types of stuff, so I don't sit at a desk all day. You know what I mean? So it's different for me than maybe somebody else. So, uh, but that's where I started off with holsters, is basically just doing a little research. Same way I would for a new washer or anything nowadays. So I don't know. I always try to look into it. Same thing with guns. I don't just buy guns because it's the new gun and everybody's got to have it. Like do I have a need for it? Do I have a purpose? Is it going to fit me? That's my question? So I do the research, and then thankfully I haven't had many problems. Or really any when it comes to holsters. So um, that's where I'm at.
So, do you prefer IWB or OWB? I know in New York you can't open carry, but you can still use an OWB holster and conceal it. So,
yeah,
any thoughts on that?
I have both. I would state it's probably like a 60-40-ish. I mean, sometimes I'm using both, but my go-to is an inside the waistband, just because I can move it from where I typically like it to appendix when I'm driving, or grocery store bending over, all that type of stuff. I can adjust it, so I like that. I have the outside the waistband, but honestly, I use it more as a pocket holster in cargo pants throughout the summer, hotter days, hiking, all types of stuff. You would think it would be a problem hiking. It's not. In the holster, the gun don't slide around. The holster just fits perfectly into a cargo pocket, kind of, and it's pretty stable. So, unless you're leaning on the ground to that side, it's almost not really noticeable. Not any more than a bag of Skittles and a Gatorade in my other pocket, or something like that. So, but yeah, I guess I would prefer the inside waistband typically for what works for me. But again, that's just me, my area. Even if I could open carry, I would still majority conceal carry anyway. It's working in customers' home. You never know who stands where. Who's a weirdo. So it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. So for me.
Yeah, and so like when I got my first holster, I had, I did a lot of research. Plus, I was like, I wanted to know, this thing's going to be locked in place. So I was looking for a lot of retention. Just because my preferred is open carry, and I can do that in the state that I live. And so I'm like, well, if I'm going to open carry, then, I definitely want a level 2 holster. So trying to go and find companies that make level 2 holsters, there's not, as many out there, especially when you start, looking by what kind of firearm either you're intending to purchase or you've already purchased. So yeah, I like both Kydex and leather, and probably 90% of the time I'm carrying Kydex, just because I can get that level 2 retention on there with a thumb brake, or even your finger brake, so that you have your release. So I guess if you're going to be like looking for holsters, you kind of need to know like what your intentions for that holster are going to be, and where you're planning on carrying. So, do you have Bald's email address, Rob?
Yeah, I think it's asshole New Yorker at gmail.com.
You want to forward him the link if you would?
I can attempt to. Let's see what's up here. Give me a second. Yeah, I've got Kydex, leather, and nylon holsters. So I've got a few. They all just depends on what I'm doing in a sense. I wasn't too concerned with retention. Not as a civilian that's not going out looking for trouble, I guess. Plus, I usually inside waistband. Not that that makes a huge difference, but it's not directly open or too obvious. But even on my outside, I never really was too worried about retention. My concern was more on speed. Uh, you know, let's see. I've been in a home invasion. People attempted to mug me. They mugged the people I was with, but I wasn't giving shit up, and they just left me alone. So I mean, I've been through a few things where speed is your friend. That hesitation is what's going to get you jacked up, robbed, or killed in a sense. So personally, I prefer to be able to get it out with less restrictions as possible. I think that's more likely for me in my situation than fighting for my gun in a sense. So not that it can't happen, not saying that either, but just it seemed to be more practical to me. So I pretty much went right over the whole retention aspect in most senses. Actually, I do have retention on one of my holsters, but that's that's a drop leg holster where I plan to be doing different things that could lead to that type of stuff. So sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. Let me find his email.
Yeah, that's yeah. G-Web said what was it? I often ride motocross while wearing a tuxedo, so I need a deep conceal holster that doesn't print, but can also handle the rugged extremes of my lifestyle. So
I wouldn't be shocked there wasn't somebody out there that may be true of, in a sense. So I know it's probably meant as a joke, but everybody's different. So what you do may be different. It's hard to say. I mean, you could be wearing a business suit, riding a bike to work. There's millions of Americans that do that daily. So just depends on you.
Yep.
All right. I'm forwarding this to him now.
Oh, well, now he says he doesn't even know if he can make the show because allegedly he's over in PA visiting his sister.
Oh, well, yeah. It's not like she wants to talk to him anyway.
No shit. So
that's what I mean by asshole. I go through all that work. You know what I mean? Stop eating dinner, screw around punching at this phone for him. And he's like, nah.
Black Cat Outdoor says, Rob, you should have a level 3 at least. Never know when a rogue Bigfoot is going to try to snatch that M&P.
Yeah, not too worried about that, but four-wheeling, riding a motorcycle, I've always carried a gun as well in the past, and honestly haven't really had any issues like that. The only time my gun's ever been dropped was out of an outside the waistband holster with no retention, but I had a girl ran up to me downtown, jumped on my back, and as she slid down to dismount me, I guess you could state, her leg caught it, and my belt wasn't as taut as it should have been, and it kind of flipped, and her leg pulled, and it ended up coming out right downtown at an event in front of everybody. Obviously, I didn't get shot. Wasn't a problem. Had no police interaction. Just scooped it up, secured it, and was pretty shocked about it. So, only time it's ever happened. But it's not every day. Some chick just runs up and jumps on my back. So, not my back.
Oops. Okay, so I'm going to run down the side chat and welcome everybody. So first in was M. Gabriel. Mr. Kingpin is out there. That bearded guy. Gun Websites. Krabby Turtle. Michael Hurtneck. Mike White. 2A Advocacy. The Misfits Darling. Razor JB. Thoughts of an Old Soldier. Blackhead Outdoors. Miss Vanessa Kitty. Scrolling. Dumb Jit is out there. Defense Dad. Black Cat Outdoors. Thoughts of an Old Soldier. Hunting and Stuff with J&J. Georgia Trapping and Fishing is out there. Garage Guy 879. Balding Curious joined us on the panel. Guns and Barbecue is out there. Mr. Travis T. Is there anyone else that I'm missing?
Hey, is Mike working?
Yep, your mic is working. Defense Dad. 2 Live Moo, who actually has a link if you actually wanted to join the damn panel. So, Mr. Bald, when you first started looking for a holster, what did you go looking for, and how did you decide on the holster that you got?
Well, my very first pistol was a Taurus PT1911. So I pretty much just went to a local store, and I think they had like a lighter Galco holster or something that I had to stretch out to make the gun fit. But it was the first pistol. I wasn't really getting it, per se. Once I kind of got into it, I was more into Kydex holsters, because I use them for competition as well. So I just got the inside the wedge band Kydex for that. Big fan of Eddie's holsters. Got a bunch of those. And now that I kind of started with getting with the flashlight, my carry holster for my P220 with the Streamlight 7 sub is a Works holster. So kind of no more leather holsters for me. It's all kind of. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Because of the out there's complaining, I got to talk louder.
And I just went into the setting and turned your mic up.
Oh, okay. He's always complaining.
Sound like you're mumbling, man. You're mumbling. It sounds like you're in the trunk or something.
Maybe.
You should know how it sounds when you're stuffed in the fucking trunk.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't have a fucking idea.
Next time you ask if I can help you, I'm going to tell you no, because that wasn't a comfortable ride.
Well, I mean, truly, who wants to be seen with you riding shotgun there?
I swear he just used me for a discount. Popped me out the trunk, and he's like, look, see, I got a black friend. And then he sent me back to the trunk.
Oh, shit. I'm a fucking celebrity. You'd be fucking honored to ride in the car with me.
Oh.
Listen, where I come from, I don't need to be socially accepted to have a black friend. Not where I live. It don't matter. Nobody gives a flying fuck about that shit.
Well, it used to be like 2 extra points. I think you might lose a point nowadays. I don't know.
No. Where I live, that shit doesn't fly. Nobody gives a flying fuck. Unless you got them purple area, nobody cares.
So when you went looking for a holster, were you intending to have a outside the waistband holster or an inside the waistband holster? So
no, the very first one I bought, it was well, technically it was outside the waistband holster, and well, 1911 is kind of big gun to carry, and it was my first pistol. I didn't really. I think my first permit wasn't even a carry permit. It was only a target and something like that. So I just wanted something so I can stick the gun into when I go to the range. But the one gun turned into 2, then turned into 3 and 5 and 20 and 30 real fast, real soon. So I don't really have holsters for all my guns. But
yeah,
pretty much all my carry holsters that don't require lights are Harris holsters. And then I have a QVO Tactical for my Blue Armory 2011. And like I said, the Works holster for my 320. Even today, we went around with my sister went to see a builder show and stuff like that. I wound up ditching my 320 and the light, and I just carried my 365 XL with Harris holsters with the Neomac attachments. You guys ever see that? If you watch my video, let me show you.
The little trigger guard holster?
No.
I think he's talking about those magnetic ones that click on for competition shooting. Maybe.
No, nobody carries magnetic for competition shooters. No magnetics for that. This is my Harris holsters, right? Holster. Everything is black, it's gonna be hard to see. But you can tell there's no clip. It's got this little gizmo. Can you see that? The little thing over here. Okay. The little T-shaped handle. Oh, that's a good shot. Hang on, let me do some professional lighting. All right, you see that? So that's the clip. So I have instead of having a clip on my belt, pretty much permanently attached, I have this little thing, and that's on my belt. Okay, so when I go and put the gun in, this clicks with this and holds the gun in. The only way to get the gun out, you gotta push the button on the side.
Is that metal or plastic?
It's all metal. Everything is metal.
Okay.
It's really secure. It's neat. To be honest, when I did the video on it, I called it it's a solution to a non-existent problem, because the problem with this is you would have to, if you carry multiple guns, now you gotta change this and have it on all the guns. Because I pretty much only wear one belt, like a dress belt, the core essential, and this is on it anyway all the time, so that's not that big of a deal. But now you would have to change all your holsters and put this receiver or whatever you have on it. So I actually prefer the metal clips I have on my Works holsters. But like I can have this on my belt. Okay, I just slap it to the side, and I can put my Works holster and just snipe it with the regular clips. And
that little piece on your belt.
It goes right on your belt. Well, depends where you carry. It's I don't know.
Your belt slides through it.
Yeah, right here. You see, this slides right through the belt, so you don't see anything. All you see is this little tab. Okay, so you can kind of tuck the shirt around it if you want, so you don't really see anything.
All right, so you gotta have what, an 1.5-inch belt or 1.25 inch, or
yeah, 1.5 inch. Oh no, this is 1.25 inch.
Okay.
I think they make it for different size belts too. Not sure. I don't think it's
curious. I mean, yeah, it would suck for a guy with 5 belts and got to change your clothes a lot. But
well, yeah. That's what I'm saying. At that point, it's a good product, but it's not really necessary. I bought it because I was curious. It's nice because you can adjust it. But like I said, solution to non-existent problem. This is my spare mag holder. I did a couple of videos on that. The reload wrap. I mean, you can't beat this for $20. All it is basically a piece of Velcro.
now, will that also somehow work on your Adidas tracksuit?
My Adidas tracksuit. I don't
Yeah.
wear a tracksuit.
Oh, you don't have trainers and stuff?
No, I don't wear tracksuits.
I'm
not Russian. I'm not Russian. You got it messed up. I'm not Russian or Italian.
I don't know, man. I've seen you doing that squat in a lot of your shooting videos.
Well, that's different. That's different kind of squatting. My little confused black friend. You're not even black. Come on, you didn't vote for Biden, so.
Yeah, were you discriminating because I'm not full black now?
No, you're a half a cracker.
Yeah, it's like a Milano cookie or half moon cookie.
There you go.
Yeah.
So if you fill up 44.70 for the gun purchase, what do you put as a race?
That's funny. It's funny you ask. I actually put both. I mark white and I think it's Caucasian and what did they say? African American, I believe. So I mark both. And I've been questioned about that before. And then, basically, so what do you want me to do? You know what I mean? Like, in a way, I guess it depends who you ask. If I get pulled over, I'm black. You know what I mean? But,
I thought it's the other way around.
Parents, mulatto. So, one's white, one's black. So I don't know, you telling me, how should I put it on the paper? And the guy, oh, yeah, you got it. You're right. I'm like, okay.
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
I guess they don't have like you can't identify as whatever you want.
Yeah, it's you're not supposed to lie, so I don't know. You know what I mean? How you supposed to put it down? I mean, I feel weird. I leave out like the 16th Dutch and 25th of this and that, but they don't go that deep. And sometimes on those forms with application, different things I've had to fill out where they put that, I'll just write other. And that really throws a wrench in people's stuff sometimes, which is funny. But because truthfully, it's none of them that are marked. So I mean, they don't have a muck category yet, but they might someday.
Yeah. So what do you put for what do you put for the gender then?
Oh, that's not even a question, man. Not even a question.
we know he's marking non-binary.
Oh yeah, but he probably is. Black and white is non-binary. Not fully voted. What the fuck is it? Happy to report my blood pressure is under control. Whoever suggested the red beets, I don't know if it's a red beets extract I'm drinking or it's a blood pressure med, but I got my blood pressure it's like perfect right now. And it might be that I'm not drinking as much too. That probably helps too.
That might help a little. So.
Well, they wanted me to stop drinking completely. I was like, fuck that. I didn't smoke. I barely have any sex. Now I can't drink. What's the fucking point of living?
So we've had 500 Magnum join us and Steve 00. So welcome, guys. And Miss Annie Marie B is out there. Oh, finally, Mr. Guns and Barbecue. Oh, I finally found the link.
Yeah, you sent me the wrong link, so then I had to go look up a friggin'
Oh, what happened?
Love how the blind
and I'm here.
things up.
to say there is an amazing joke to be made earlier that nobody touched on. I can't believe it. I'm not going to touch on it because holy cow, it's bad. But oh my gosh, disappointed in you guys.
Touch it, man. Touch it.
Oh man, no, it's terrible. Can't do it.
Which
When we go
show?
off air.
The bearded
You
guy says
talking-
that.
Is he talking about a racial thing or gender thing?
Probably both.
Yeah, listen, me and Rob, we hate everybody equally. We don't discriminate.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's something about the girl that jumped on my back wasn't really a girl, and how I couldn't walk straight for a week afterward, or something along those lines.
Yeah, wow. She had a nice pair of tits. That's what counts. So she was half right.
So, Mr. Guns and Barbecue, when you first bought a holster,
My internet's still being wonky. Yep. Go for it.
how did you go about picking it?
Out of holster. To say, like most people's first holsters, went to the big box store. I found $20 holster because young and poor. I was driving my I was poor, and the nylon bulldog holster. Now, obviously, those are not the world's greatest holsters, but for a beginner holster, they do the job. I certainly wouldn't encourage people to get that as a first holster, especially when you look at the cost of them overall compared to a good holster. An extra 30, which while I say an extra $30, but at that point, you're talking about doubling the price of the bulldog holster, and for some that may be unobtainium. So I don't like to knock people for those, but that was my first holster. There is no rhyme or reason. It's just I needed a holster. Then when I started doing armed security, I was carrying a Ruger P95. I wanted something that had level 3 retention. Could not find any such thing. And the best holster I could find for my P95 was a Blackhawk Surfa holster. Again, not the world's greatest holster, much better than the Bulldog holster, but there's obviously pros and cons with the Surfa holsters as well. So.
So, if you had advice for new people on going and looking for a holster, what would you give them?
Go to your local gun shop. Sometimes they'll have things that are being locally made that you're not going to find anywhere else except for your local gun shop. That could be a very good option for you. Likewise, it could be a piece of crap that they're just pushing because they're going to kickback. Try and be able to tell the difference, and being able to tell when somebody's shilling something and when somebody is, just pushing a good product. I feel like that's a skill that pretty much everybody should have by the time they're getting to be of a carry age, or at least a skill they're developing. If you are young and dumb and poor, which we've all been there, then another option is save your money. Again, Bulldog holster was $20 when I bought it. It might be 25 or 30 now. I don't know because I don't look at them. So with that, you can go get a really good 1791 holster for $55 off of Amazon, shipped to your door. Now, when I was young and dumb, I didn't have vices like drinking or smoking or anything like that. My vices were motorcycles. Now, if I would have saved off on, hey, you throw that helmet again and I'm going to shove it up your rear end. You hear me? You don't do that again. Speaking of
We need
motorcycles,
the video.
fucking motorcycle helmet.
We need the video. We need the video.
No, we don't need video.
What the hell is wrong with Ball?
Him-
Wants a video? That's not DJ.
Have
Wants a
him
video
not
of me
make
shoving
threats.
stuff up my
He's not
kid's
gonna
rear
back
end.
up.
Holy shit! What kind of people do you invite on here, G23? But no, going back to the vices, if you like to drink, you like to smoke or something like that, you know what? Maybe forego a couple packs of cigarettes, maybe forego a night or two at the bar, and you'll have that money, that extra money for a good quality holster right from the get-go. Also, some people will say just go ask friends. If you got friends that are avid firearms owners and whatnot, they usually have a box of holsters that they just don't care for or don't use, and oftentimes they're willing to give them up at a small fortune or just give them up. I'm not one of those people, because when I get a holster I don't like, I'll normally have a friend or family member that you could use that holster. I'm like, hey, you want this? I don't. And they don't have the clue about what they're looking for in a holster anyways. So it's at least a step in the right direction normally, because, again, I'm not buying Uncle Mike's holsters or, Bulldog holsters or anything like that anymore. It's usually something of some quality, and by that point I can, again, if I don't like it, I can pass it along. And so that's always another option, is just ask your friends. You never know what you're going to come across.
You don't have any friends.
No, that's
So-
why I always give my stuff away.
So, Rob, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, if it's all right. I don't mean to cut in or whatever, but I just want to throw my sense out there. He says go to the gun shop. I mean, that may be good in your area. In my area, they ain't got nothing. They'll tell you, like, we can order it for you. So you have to make an appointment to meet a guy at a karate dojo to be taken in a back room to look at holsters around here. So it's crazy. So
Let's say, and there's a lot of places around here like that, Rob. I just was recommending that because you might get lucky, because there's a couple places around here that do carry locally made stuff, but most of them don't.
Yeah. So I would hinder, be honest with yourself, shop by what you think's going to work for you, not what everybody tells you is cool. That's what that would be my advice. A good holster doesn't have to be expensive. It does its job. It's functional. It's comfortable. When you go to draw your gun, it doesn't fly out with your gun. Those types of things are important. Not how much you spend, at least in my opinion. That's all I got to say.
What is expensive holster?
For him, anything over $5.
No, to me, I think when you start bumping 85, $100, you're getting pricey, unless it's something, competition or something. All my my most expensive holster was like $55.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Anywhere from $50 to $80, you can really find a high quality holster from reputable manufacturers, especially if you're looking for the run of the mill Glocks, Smith and Wesson, or anything like that. They usually have those in stock and ship them quick. You can have them in a couple of days. It really gets tricky when you get into Gucci guns and flashlights and all that.
Yeah.
So
most
of the good holsters, most of the carry holsters I got are in that section.
My favorite one, or the one I use daily, cost me like $35 delivered to my door. American made, out of Florida. I'm done.
Another thing I thought of, try and make sure that the holster that you get is made specifically for your firearm. The one size fits all holsters are usually the worst, and sometimes the most expensive. I bought a Phobos OWB holster, and they had the OWBL and the OWBS for large frame or small frame, and then they had the IWB and IWBL and IWBS. But those were like $80 or $90 when they came out. And that was the biggest sack of shit I ever bought. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And worst part was I couldn't get rid of it. Like nobody wanted it until I sold a firearm to a buddy. It's like, hey, I'll even throw in a holster. He's like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I was like, I mean, still better than a Bulldog or an Uncle Mike's holster, but I was like, this thing is dog shit. And I told him that. I was like, the holster sucks. I'm not a fan, but it's going to be better than most of the stuff that you're going to go and pick up from Dunham's or something. Likewise, it's better than having nothing at the moment. So,
if you want a holster, then you can use with the multiple guns and one that I can recommend. And it doesn't really matter if you're gonna get one. Because actually, they make one that's inside the waistband and outside the waistband. It's a Safariland GLS. They have all different brands. I had a really good luck with them in a competition holster, in a 3-gun holster, because that's the rotation holster. And they make them as a inside the waistband as well. And usually they only have 2 or 3 different kinds, and you can fit over 100 guns in the holster. Simple screw job.
So, Mr. Black Cat Outdoors,
Yep.
when you first went looking for a holster, how did you go about looking for it? You know, did you research it, or did you just say, I've got this firearm and I'm going to go to the LGS and hope and pray I can find something?
I kind of think I think the first holster I had was like a Blackhawk, like inside the waistband nylon piece of crap that I bought. So I bought the first gun that I bought myself. Well, let's say for a carry gun, because I had other holsters that were leather, like cowboy rigs that I had when I was a teenager. But like the first holster for something I was going to carry, I think I just bought one of those Blackhawk leather jobbies. I used that for probably a year or so until I got sick of that thing sliding around all the time. And then I kind of researched it a little bit. Ended up going with it was leather inside. Don, I don't know if you know the holster maker. It's Don Hume. Got a bunch of those holsters over the years, so I went with those, and I stuck with those for quite a while. I switched to Alien Gear when they first kind of started. Actually, it was when the crossbreed ones started getting popular. I found the Alien Gear ones. And then I switched to all Kydex for the most part for inside the waistband. That actually came from my local gun shop. They have this is Keystone Concealment. So they have a deal with this company where they carry PA holsters in the shop, like a PA company's holsters. So, and that's actually like a custom molded one for the Glock 43X. But they get more and more expensive the further you go. I think that one was like $50.
Oh yeah, you can. I mean, you can get some pretty expensive holsters if you want to go that route. I mean,
Some of the cowboy holsters I have, even that are old. I mean, some of those rigs were $150 for the holster and the belt and everything. You know. Oh.
I was reading a comment out there by Steve00. He said, "Did you see the new police activity video where the suspect's gun goes off in his pants because he doesn't have a holster?" You know, I haven't seen that video, but that's what happens a lot of time. You know, that can happen if you're just shoving a firearm in your pocket and not having it, having your trigger covered. Your car keys or something gets caught up in there, and next thing you know, you got a hole in your leg.
Or worse, if you're carrying an appendix.
Well, if it's in your pocket,
Oh.
You're right. It still could be worse. I mean, it could shoot your junk off. It could hit your femoral artery. It doesn't. You don't know where your barrel's going to be pointed when your trigger gets hit. So, yeah, that kind of stuff definitely is a no-go. I mean, a lot of us joke about prison carrying and stuff. Definitely would not advise anyone to prison carry.
For a pocket holster, I always use the DeSantis Nemesis, which kind of looks like the old Blackhawk holsters, but they're just like sticky on the outside, kind of stick in the pocket. I think most of us that have a bunch of guns, if you're like me, I have a whole friggin' bin full of holsters downstairs that were like, well, we'll try this. No, we'll try that.
See, I don't know. I think I found one brand of holster that I like, and I've kind of stuck with them.
Yeah.
And then if I want a leather holster, now I've seen and tried Mark Thompson's holsters. He makes a lot of leather holsters and stuff, and his craftsmanship is outstanding. So yeah, like reaching out and having him do a custom holster, that would be a good recommendation. And that bearded guy says, "What's the difference between all the Glocks besides size? Caliber?
Size.
Caliber?
Caliber.
Yeah, they pretty much all suck the same.
You ever see dog shit when it's fresh, then dog shit when it's like 3 weeks old? It's just gone from brown to white. That's about it.
I had sold my last
Thunder.
Glock until the 43X came out, and I went searching for a real small gun, and that's what I ended up with that actually fit my hand.
Some of the factory sights will stay on longer than others. That's my opinion of the difference.
Yeah, that pocket dog." So
She wants to play ball.
M. Gabriel says, "Is G23's injury actually covering for an appendix carry ND?"
Yeah, I was wondering the same.
I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not a small guy, and I got a big beer gut, and so you ain't appendix carrying.
Actually, you could. You don't even need a holster. You'll have the gun in the gun.
Rob will tell you it's because I didn't buy the wife enough flowers, and she cut me.
Yeah.
No, it's because
Damn
you don't eat
that.
enough. He'll probably tell you it's because you don't eat enough salad.
I don't know. I get any fatter, I could probably hide a desert eagle under my tits.
People complain a lot about appendix carry and it's risky and this or that or whatever, but yeah, I mean, we take chances with everything. You take chances every time you drive down the road. Like, if you get a decent holster, it should. I've never had a problem. I don't know. I mean, I that area is very important to me. Like, without that area, there ain't no point in me living, in my opinion. I'm done. I'm over. Like, I'm no longer me. so like it's very important. I would rather lose an arm before I lost that. And I'm being honest. So you know what I mean? Like, so therefore I really don't get it. And
Yeah, but you have that half black side to you. I mean, that's kind of like losing a baby's arm, isn't it?
well, Dave, like, it's just I don't know.
Who's there to
Man.
tell, man?
So
It's bigger
Contact,
target than it is
mentality,
for the
all
rest
that
of us
shit.
in here, man.
New York. Let's face it. Like, if you have an ND while appendix carrying, I mean, you could lose a solid 3 inches and be doing better than most of us.
It ain't that kind of channel, but I'm just saying, I don't think it's as bad as people panic or freak out about. Maybe it's a phobia thing, like you're just super paranoid. Like, it's like when people first get a gun, they practice around the house. They're scared of it. They're real cautious, all that type of stuff. And then, I don't know, however long till they hit their comfort level, it's just another thing on the table or whatever. It's just, it's your wallet. It's not a big deal. You're not checking it every time you go out the door, doing 5 swipes, making sure everything's you're not, you forget about it almost, or should, if you got a comfortable holster. But it's kind of like that transition. I think, like, it's just a kind of like an unjustified fear. I don't know if that makes sense. Or you're afraid to flip a breaker on a utility box, but you'll hit your light switch. You know what I mean? It's just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it doesn't add up. I don't know why there's so much hate on it. I mean, there's always idiots that are going to do stupid stuff, like the guy that shoots himself, with no holster in the front of his sweatpants. I mean, sure, but that's, if you're not that idiot, why do you worry about it? Why is all the stigma? Not you guys in general, but just in general, if you get what I'm saying.
Robbie, what is this?
A Glock mag?
No.
It's a
No, you should
damn
know.
magazine.
It is a magazine. What kind of magazine?
It's probably for the M&P 2.0 metal.
That's not a Glock mag.
It's like an M&P.
You would think Rob would know right away.
Yep. Oh, honestly, most of my mags are aftermarket.
And look at this. I mean,
But
PA.
yeah.
I'm in Pennsylvania. So it's even a standard capacity magazine.
Oh.
He'll
There
have to
might
leave.
be, there might be Smith & Wesson in the future.
He'll have to leave that with Black Hat Outdoors before he crosses the PA border and goes back into.
Yeah.
Back into New York. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put it in my prison wallet.
There's nothing wrong with having a stash at family members' places. I mean, a lot of senses you probably should, if you like your family members.
Yep.
I will take any and all 30 or extra capacity mags that you need for those states and hold them here for you.
Tennessee looks better and better every day.
And I've known people that have storage units in PA. Like, I'd be careful here because, certain things are legal there that aren't here and whatnot, but they're residents here and don't want to go through the bullshit. So they just go.
I've known quite a few people that are dual residents. They have like vacation homes in PA and keep all their scary stuff here in PA.
It's a thing.
I never once had a cop ask me to see my gun or to see my magazine.
Well,
that's not to say
That's
that
because
can't
you're.
happen.
That's because you're white.
Oh, okay. If you're black, they just assume you have a G18 with an auto switch.
That's what I hear about New York.
I've had that had that experience with an officer where not that experience, but I've had an experience with officers where the gun comes up or gets questioned or they want to check your permit, all that type of stuff during a traffic stop. And an officer told me, I was under the impression he was probably going to want to see my magazine because it was back when all that kicked off. And the guy told me, no, he don't want to see nothing. He said, just your permit. That's all I care about.
Same thing. I handed the cop a permit, and the only thing he did, he asked me what gun I have on me. I said, I got 2 of them. I got this one and this one. Where are they? In the center console. No problem. You keep yours there. I'll keep mine in the holster.
But doesn't mean I drive around breaking the law though, and counting on the next time I get pulled over for some reason they're gonna say that same thing. So just state.
Wasn't that part of the old Chris Rock skit? How not to get your ass kicked by the police? Stop breaking the fucking law.
Honestly, I don't remember, but it makes sense.
Well, Rob can help it. He hangs out with the wrong crowd.
Sometimes, people profile things sometimes. I've been pulled, like the babysitter, I just missed her one time, and so I pulled a U-turn at a gas station, and I got pulled over for possibly aggressive driving because I turned around quickly. So
Hey, that profiling thing goes other ways. People hide their sheep when I go by.
that's funny. So, well, I'd say statistically, people bitch about profiling. Yeah, I don't like it. I'll say that. This is a touchy topic, but just I'm probably the only black guy here, so or half black, whatever. But needless to state, a lot of freaking in certain neighborhood, that's like the majority of the people that live there. And then when you add the majority of that people or whatever that live there, a lot of them are freaking trouble. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know. I'm not. It's one of them things. I don't know. Is it truly wrong if that's always the case? I mean, it doesn't mean you treat everybody as if they're guilty or harass people, but yeah. I don't know if I get what I mean. And it like if you're in a city with one white person and a crime's committed, are you instantly gonna assume it's the one white guy?
You
Hell
just,
yes.
you just, you just
Probably
lost the
not.
black
You know what I mean? So it's just kind of basic stuff. I don't know, but the bullshit is bullshit, though. I will state that.
You're gonna get a beating from the homies.
Black Cat had to do something with that rat that he has that he calls a dog.
Damn ankle biter.
I'm telling you, my kitty would eat that damn thing.
If it can't go up and down stairs by itself, it's not a damn dog, people.
See,
Sorry, what I missed. I had to make a beer run.
we were talking crap about your Paris Hilton dog.
Oh, what? You're gonna upset her.
I was saying that my kitty could eat that dog as a snack.
But both the cats in the house are way bigger than the dog. Yeah.
That's not a dog.
That's a Paris Hilton dog.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He carries it around in his man purse.
This is dark. There's a good dark beer.
IPA, or is that just like a porter?
This is a lager.
Got a lot of head.
There's no way that's
The
a lager.
darkest lager. It's called Root Beer. It's a local brewery. It does look kind of like root beer. We'll try it. The last one I was drinking was an IPA. And the one before that. And the one before that.
So, that bearded guy is asking how many times that dog's bit you.
What's that?
The bearded guy, Mad Sexy, says, how many times has that dog bit Black Cat?
Yeah, not me. She bites everybody else. She likes me. She bites my wife all the time.
So, who trained the dog to bark every time you're on a show?
I don't know. She's got her ball stuck or something. Hold on. Let me see it. Where are you, you fucking idiot? Where?
We're gonna have to send his ass a doghouse.
How did you do that?
Or one of those leads that you can...
Shot collie.
Wait a-
What the hell? Oh, your kitty?
Oh, no що? Думаю, ти що?
So, anyone else have anything to discuss? Or is this the start harassing New York Outcast?
I thought it's what you've been doing the whole time.
Oh, well, I mean, you got to give Rob a hell anyways. I mean, but what is that?
Yeah.
Height? One of those White Claws?
All right.
Oh, you're an ass. You're
He
an
went
ass, sir.
gold and he is in PA.
We can't get Yingling out here, and somebody on the panel keeps saying, "Oh, I'll send you some," but never does.
No, you don't need any more beer. You already got a big enough beer gut.
That's like the classic of PA beers is Yingling.
When we lived in South Carolina, yeah, that was like a Tuesday night.
How many states you lived in?
4.
Oh, that's it?
They had a lot of warrants.
But yeah, we'd go out and have dollar Yingling drafts.
Ooh.
You know, you can get a lot of damn Yingling drink on $1 budget.
I drank myself out of Yingling by the time I was through college. I grew up drinking that shit.
Well, it's supposed to be oldest beer in the U.S., right? Or some shit like that.
It is one of the oldest beers. You can go tour the original brewery if you want some Pottsville, PA. I've been there. It's actually kind of cool. They show you where before refrigeration, it's like built into the side of a mountain. So they have caves dug back into the mountain where they kept the kegs of beer cold before refrigeration.
Misfits Darling says, "Yay, Black Cat's here. The party can start."
I've been partying.
Hell, right now there's I think only 2 people not drinking on the panel.
No. Who's not drinking?
I can't.
Oh.
Was
Outcast, you got any vodka there?
No, this is rum guy.
Working out, and actually, yeah, I've got vodka. Of course, I got vodka. But, that's not what I'm drinking though. I'm gonna be drinking my last cup of coffee for now, and then I'll be jumping over to Kraken.
Kraken.
So did you hear that, Misfit? He's gonna be drinking a Karen.
You try to buy her the cheap phone, and you'll see the Karen. Oh.
Be sucking on the Karen here in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Barbecue doesn't like to drink because he gets double vision.
I wish I got any vision.
Oh, yeah, no, with having this big ass gaping wound on my leg, there's no drinking.
You should be pouring alcohol on that wound so it heals faster.
Are we allowed to drink on YouTube anymore? Or is that now like a no?
Well, we don't care. This is a G23 channel, so who cares?
Oh, yeah.
If he gets bad.
It's not my channel, so I don't give a fuck anyways. But
At least we won't have an incident like Black Cat's had on the channel.
oh, there's been several incidents on my channel.
Or what happened to Moo over on Carolina EDC when he got the angry one-eyed monster sticking at him.
Yeah. At least all I got was old man balls the last time.
Oh,
Although Rob's reaction was great. What the? Why is my cat always standing in the kitchen? Well, because it's cold to be on my fucking porch right now, which is the other place I usually sit. I mean, I could go sit in the recliner in the family room, but then I'd fall asleep. I'm an old drunk. If I sit down and put my feet up, I'm out in like 3 minutes.
Annie says, my younger days was Mad Dog 2020. I think everybody did Mad Dog 2020 in their younger days.
Never touched it in my life.
Really? I
What?
thought everybody at least had one psychedelic colored puke in their background.
Nope.
No,
never
I
had in my
have
life.
standards. I have standards for my women. I have standards for my alcohol.
You have no standards.
When you're
Oh, I certainly do. That's why I'm still single.
when you're a teenager, you know, you get whatever.
I'll say I've been single 4 years now. Shit. Because
Now listen, he's
That's
got.
not why you're single.
Listen, leave him
oh
alone.
no,
He's
I
got-
could have settled on some shit, but I'm like, no, sorry.
Hey, listen, he's got standards. He didn't say he's got high standards. So, leave him alone.
Exactly. And say, unfortunately, the stuff that I've had an option with, oh hell, they can't even step up on the curb, and I mean that's about as high as the standard gets.
I'm not saying anything. If the missus left me, I'm fucked. I'm alone for the rest of my life. I already know that.
So
I
is
am
he
probably one of the most unfuckable people on the planet.
Might not be necessarily a bad thing anyway.
is the blind guy discriminating against chicks in wheelchairs?
Oh no.
I never said that is against my standards. I mean, hell, that's a bucket list thing.
Well, I'm just saying, he said they can't stand up to the curb, so I'm just wondering exactly what you were referring to. So that's all.
Well, you're right. I was a little ableist there and say, but those bitches can't even roll up the fucking ramp.
Okay, now I get you.
They're like, push me. I'm like, not a big
I
ramp.
just gotta understand this. I mean, how can you have any kind of high standards? You can't even see what the fuck they look like anyway. So who cares?
No shit. I've said it multiple times. It's a crapshoot. I get into friggin' kissing distance, and I'm like, oh shit, you're a troll. Then what do? Do you friggin' pull away and then just absolutely destroy her self confidence?
No, you drink 4 or 5 more beers and you go to town.
Or you just
Party
pray
till
and you go,
she's
oh
pretty.
shit, this is gonna happen, and take one for the team, and not be a complete asshole.
Just party till she's pretty. You're good.
This shit just went downhill big time real fast.
Oh yeah.
How do we get to this point, anyways?
We're talking about your,
Oh yeah,
we're talking about
I
your
mentioned
standards.
standards about my alcohol and women.
You invited me into the chat. You should have known it was gonna be. Actually, I kind of pressured you to invite me into the chat. So I called you a caddist.
Actually, I just didn't even think about sending you a link. Until you said something, I was like, I probably could send him one.
I'm not around much anymore.
Oh, you're around. just
I'm
not
round, but I'm fucking round. I'm not around on YouTube as much anymore.
Oh.
I actually thought about shooting a video when I got home because I got this new phone and I wanted to see how the camera did on it, but then I started drinking and that kind of went out the window. So
one of these days, you'll have to go over and get Guns and Barbecue and do a video with him.
you mean actually
Something
in
like that.
person? I don't know if I want to do that.
That's a whole lot of ugly on the screen at that point.
Yeah,
Definitely,
that
probably
might
more.
violate at least 1 or 2 YouTube policies and probably a few of the laws of the Almighty there. That's
At least he's not afraid to show the ugly on the camera.
yeah.
I always say I look like an albino Shrek.
Okay.
Well, you don't get it. Means I look like Shrek. I'm just not green. I'm white.
Oh,
Hey, Shreks need love too. Come on now.
I know I can't find a Fiona, son of a bitch.
Well, you can find the Fiona, but in her other state.
so Matt Six, he says, don't listen to Black Cat. He's been around YouTube a few times. We're getting sloppy force.
That's the best way to have it, though. Beat up,
I forget
broken
how old
in.
my
What was that, barbecue?
See, that's the best way to have it, though. Beat up, broken in. What you're thinking is sausage gravy all over the place, but then you start to question it when you taste it. You're like, whatever, we're already here. So it's going to be a good time.
There's some like baby black cat videos on my channel that are old that are like I barely have a beard and it's still got some like black hair in it and shit.
Be right back.
Oh, that barbecue. He's a hell of a character, isn't he?
Wow, he's a character, all right.
Where how'd barbecue go?
Oh, there's too many PA people on the screen, and he figured, it was breaking YouTube policies.
That's true. Since Bald and Curious is in PA, we got 1, 2, 3 on here. So
Yeah.
Either that or he's attempting to stick a bowl in his child's rear or something, he was stating. So
It wasn't a bull, it was a motorcycle helmet.
Oh, well, helmet, yes. Hopefully he'll realize that's not really achievable without going to prison. So,
no, he'll just go to jail. He's white. Black people go to prison, not white guys just go to jail.
What are you talking about? He won't even. They won't even cuff him because he'll pull the blind card. Hey,
I always recommend making threats or promises you can keep, because then they believe you next time.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one representing the West Coast. Everybody else is out there on that East Coast bull crap.
Because the East Coast is the best coast. Nobody likes that.
What the fuck is so great about the West Coast?
Yeah, you got fucking California and Oregon out there. What the fuck?
We're talking about Oregon's the only free state out of the three on the West
Unless
Coast.
you're in like the cities. Holy hell.
Well, no, you can still be free. Until they finally possibly get 114 to go through, but we've got a judge that's blocking that.
Listen. Like, what's the guy's name? Willie Nelson or whatever. He said that freedom is just imaginary. You got 50 different shades of fucking ice. You only got 2 goddamn political parties to choose from. 3 gas companies. Now there's only 2 gas companies. So freedom.
It's an illusion you have 2 political parties to choose from. It's really one fucking party. They're all about the same.
Anymore.
It's one cesspool. That's all it is.
Agree with that.
South Park summed it up perfectly 2 elections ago. You can choose from douchebag or shit sandwich.
I have a serious question, right? So we have a Second Amendment, and they say the Second Amendment is to keep and bear arms to fight against oppressive government. So I'm asking for a friend. When do we fucking start?
Well, probably not online or with any of your modern devices, because the government's instantly going to see that as terrorism. Whether you're justified by the Constitution or not, the government's no government's like that. So things like that, I recommend grassroots old school. But that takes work and work stuff that people do when they really, really feel it's needed. and
So
most
you're
people
saying
don't give a shit.
you're saying don't do video calling people to arms like James Yeager did like 5-6 years ago?
Well, you can, but I think it's going to be misinterpreted, and you're just going to end up with a bunch of problems more so than solutions.
Like I said, I'm asking for a friend.
No. Just throwing it out there.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying he's just asking for a friend. Just throwing it out there.
This is the stuff like the old church meetings used to be. Lots of things like this that just is no longer, normal in our modern society. So now we sit back and try to attempt these things on devices since the Patriot Act. I mean, everything's can be looked into, tracked, whatever. So anything we come up with online trying to save the world about some of this stuff is just, pandering, I guess, honestly, because in a sense, you're showing your hand. What poker player shows your hand? You don't do that. So why are we going to give them? I mean, this is an area I'm all for, but it's a personal leave your device in the car conversations.
Another
Because
was
mistaken is something else these days, or
Yeah, so
interpreted how it wants to be.
go to church, attend the AA meeting.
Well, I'm not saying church. I'm just stating that's back when when community, when there really was community, when community meant something. When you knew your neighbors and shit like that, and didn't hide out from them. That's when a lot of the grass movement actions have taken place in this country that have actually made any huge major changes. But now
I don't want to start having meetings in churches again. I start getting hot and getting that burning sensation.
It could be the diner, Deb's Diner. That could be Deb's Diner. It could be, there's all. It's that whole aspect is pretty much gone in most modern culture. So everything we do now is seen and projected. So don't be surprised if there's a counter for it by the time anything actually builds, or somebody gets labeled as this, or they find child porn gets sent to your computer mysteriously 2 minutes before the police show up to raid your house. Propaganda is legal. It's legal for them to say one thing and do another. So, and think about your friends. You're the crazy gun guy. You think they're your friends, but with that shit on every news channel, you're just another crazy guy to society. So, anyway, damn, I ain't even drinking, and we're getting serious. All right, I'm done.
Start drinking. We'll get serious. I just threw some food in. I'm making my supper. I'm gonna get another beer.
I plead the fifth, man. Not online.
We'll start talking. We'll start talking about Bigfoot or Sasquatch.
Hey, man, there's something in the
He
woods.
needs a lot more alcohol for that. That live stream doesn't even exist anymore. I tried to see if it was still on there. I think it's gone. I think I got deleted.
By you?
What's that?
By you? You deleted it?
I don't know if I deleted that one or YouTube deleted that one. I can't find it anymore on my channel.
Could have been.
I made a
Big
bunch
Brother.
of those private, but now some of them are gone. I don't know if I accidentally deleted it or it got deleted. That was a couple years ago, but that was one of the very last late night chats I think I did.
I just like to go on record saying that big feet are real, dinosaurs are fake as shit.
Fuck you. We're not starting that shit tonight.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, it sounds like it's already being
Too late.
started.
What G23 said.
Well, this sounds like it's gonna be a PA meetup. I don't know. PA meetup battle or something's going on here pretty soon is what it sounds like. Something.
Battle.
Yeah, where you two sitting in a public park Not a public park, because this will lead you in jail. I don't know. You two meet up and then debate and see who drinks who under the table. No camera,
No, barbecue
Well,
doesn't stand a chance.
No, I don't know. I say since I had the fat guy surgery, no can do. Back before that, I don't know. I'd have taken that gamble.
Like
But
the
now,
only person I ever
no-
gave
no
credit that
fucking
might have
chance.
beat me was Scotsman.
hey, listen.
Although I
Three
will
weeks
say,
ago-
Scotsman has taken a nap on my old when I used to do the late night chats before. We had
I
to
don't know
wake
if you
him up
guys-
one night.
I don't know if you guys know that, but I'm a reigning champion of drinking games.
Yeah.
That's a bit of the fluid. So unfortunately, due to the health issues, I had to cut down quite a bit. 3 weeks ago,
I should
was
say,
just
the only person that
giving
challenged
it-
me, I gave any credence to was Scotsman.
I don't know. That'd be a good live stream to watch. Bald and Curious versus Black Cat Outdoors drink whiskey.
I have some whiskey here. I just don't feel like getting into it tonight. I don't want to wake up feeling like shit tomorrow. Considering I already drank about 8 beers before we even got going here. Speaking of which,
All right, I gotta go help my brother-in-law clean his gun. He doesn't know how. I gotta go teach him. I might talk to him a little later.
Okay, later.
pop back
I'm
in.
good. I'm fucking curious.
Wow, man. I'm like famous for throwing my foot in my mouth, apparently.
What?
Yeah, always.
I'd keep that quiet. Not for my sake.
Oh, I didn't even look at the chat. Damn, dude, that was harsh.
Again, out of respect, I'd skip over that. Anywho, so
Let me turn my camera off for a minute while I eat.
Inside. Bailey.
So how's the leg feeling, G23?
Is that where the old lady cut him?
Yep. It's not doing too bad. Actually, they're discussing that I may possibly get rid of the VAC on Wednesday. I guess we're just waiting to find out what the doctor decides. So it's healing pretty good. I sure the hell would enjoy not having to carry around a damn piece of machine with a tube running out of my shorts.
Is it a long tube? It might be better. Never mind.
So now, have they given you an option of any like celebrity penises to have attached to you? Like, do you get to get the Caitlyn Jenner penis, or like what's going on there?
It might be like Rick and Morty, where they have like the fake ones. You know what I mean? Like you can pick from
Oh,
different models.
shit.
They'll let the wife pick.
You know, it might be like South Park with Lemmy Winks, where they grow it on a mouse.
Oh yeah,
You better make sure he doesn't escape from the lab there, G.
yeah. You don't want him to run away from the lab.
Oh. Nope. It's still there. I didn't lose that.
Huh.
Good for you. We're happy for you.
So I do have photos of the wound, but I'm not.
No, I don't want to see photos of your penis. I'm good.
You still got girls at the coffee shop trying to get photos?
Oh, yes.
Sorry, but I think that's a little damn strange. I really do.
Well, you know,
I might have to try that line if I see a chick with like, gauze on her boobs or crotch or something.
Hey, can I see the before photos? Thanks.
You never know.
Oh shit, Rob, don't do that. I say, because if the gauze is on her crotch and you say you want to see the before photos, you might get some dick pics.
Yeah, sure.
You got a good point there. You got a good point. Above the belt, then. Above the belt.
This is 2023. I mean, this is totally different time.
Yeah.
You never know. Maybe he'll like the pics that he gets.
I can't even talk cars with people anymore because if I say I blew a tranny, now everybody thinks something completely different.
Oh, they're all like, "Oh, you too?"
Yeah.
You know, adjust your distributor so it was advanced, so you're retarded a little bit, and then the next thing
Yeah.
you're in trouble. It's like
You don't want to retard. You don't want to have any kind of retarded timing going on.
like wow.
Now listen, we're offending barbecue.
Yeah, because
Why?
he can't
Just 'cause I
drive.
can't see any of that? That's all right.
Developmentally disabled is what he prefers to be called.
Yes. Damn it. You ableist fucks.
That's for the whole
what I
dinosaur thing, dickhead.
I thought
I'd like to also
barbecue
go
was
on record that I don't actually believe dinosaurs are fake. I just like to get Black Cat going.
What's that?
I said I also like to go on record for everybody out there still. I don't actually believe dinosaurs are fake. I just like to get Black Cat going.
Nah.
I don't know.
That-
I mean, you can't really show proof of life.
Oh my god.
Although-
No, don't do
that-
this. Don't do this. I just argued
that-
with some fucking moron online yesterday. Don't.
The flat Earth guy, he makes some really good points. Like all the skeletons that you see in museums, just plaster.
I'm gonna fuck you up. Yes, we're all living in the Matrix. That's why. Fuck.
Now that might be something though.
No.
Dude, even that thought you just had, that crazy asshole in New York, that thought you just had was an electrical, zapping your
Shut
brain.
the fuck up.
It's all energy, bro. It's all energy.
Oh my god, I hate all of you so much.
See, even that, the verbal, everything, all energy, electrical signals. It came from somewhere. Some may call it a soul. Some may call it matrix.
I just had an argument online with somebody about a fossil video that was, don't even ask.
What kind of a fossil was it?
They were plant fossils from PA. There's a big, not far from here, there's a coal seam, like a place where you can go up for where there's an old anthracite mine where they were mining coal. There's a lot of fossil plants and shit up in there. You
Like
can find fossilized plants in the stones up in there.
intercourse?
No, it's actually near Shamokin, if you know where that is.
No. But
Up
for
in
the
the
longest
Intercourse is just up the street from Blue Balls, and that's why it's.
Yeah. Yeah. For the longest time before Facebook deleted my account, yeah. According to Facebook, I lived in Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Oh. Intercourse is right up the road from Blue Balls, although Bird in Hand is in between there. So
Yeah, they wouldn't let me say I was from Blue Balls, PA.
yeah,
I don't know
there's
why.
a Beaver, PA too.
Yeah,
There's also a Beaver Township, PA.
I live in the Beaver State.
Mm-hmm.
Was there like a different language? Did PA people go by a different dictionary back in the day?
A lot of Native American.
What's funny is that's all in Lancaster County too, which is like all Amish and shit. Blue Balls, Bird in Hand, and Intercourse are all in Lancaster County.
Yeah, but when intercourse was first done, they changed the spelling.
Mhm.
It used to be because that was where you could go and horse buggy race, because that was, so it was intercourse. I watched a deal on it.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
That makes some
I
type
don't know of any place for fossils in Lancaster County. There's no dinosaur fossils in Lancaster County anyway. Nor is there in most of the counties in PA.
There's
I'd
no
like to-
Oh, go ahead, Rob.
It's all right. I was just going to say, I'd like to know the thinking behind blue balls. I mean, was there, at one time was the town famous for like, those toilet bowl disc or something? I mean, blue
I don't
ball.
know.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
there was a
it's
guy that
different.
had a massive collection of bowling balls, and I think 93% of them were blue. And so they're just like, we're gonna name it blue balls.
That would honestly make sense. Like, it's a mile past blue balls or whatever. That would kind of make sense.
I
but
don't
it-
think blue balls had the same connotation back when they named it.
I don't know. That's weird. It's like those parents.
Since you're darker colored, would that be like purple balls for you then, or you're mixing more black in there?
Maybe they were stepped on. Maybe.
Yeah, PA is a funny state.
Well, PA is mostly. People don't realize how rural a lot of PA is.
You guys hear about one of them kids going nuts up at Destiny USA in Syracuse?
Oh Jesus!
I just heard about it like a day or two ago. Apparently, it was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I'm not that that far away. It's shocking.
Where's this at?
haven't heard anything about it. The Syracuse Mall.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I was just up through Syracuse not too long ago.
Yeah, I was just gonna go up there probably the weekend that this took place. To my, but I don't think I did. The last couple of weeks they got a like $15 you can ride all day go-karts. I mean, I know it's not
okay.
the coolest thing in the world, but it's something to do. So thinking about going up there. I think it's like Tuesdays and Thursdays maybe or something. But
I had to go from out in Clark, like not Clark's. What the hell is that called? It's out in PA. I had to cut across and run up to Syracuse, then over to Geneva the other day.
Okay. All right. Yeah, for work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Now I was just wondering if anybody's heard about that or had any information. Because I guess it was I don't know if it was a 14-year-old kid or something like that. Went in and I don't know, just start shooting at somebody. I don't know. So like I said, I haven't heard much about it. So I was just curious if anybody else has.
I haven't heard anything.
That's strange. Something happens. I don't know, in Ohio or something. It's all over the damn news. Something happens, within an hour away, and you don't hear nothing. It's weird.
Didn't fit the narrative.
By the way, I completely forgot to ask: is the mic sound all right on this?
Sound good now.
Okay. Like I said, I got a new phone, and that's trying to see what all I can do. I got one of the S23 Ultra or whatever. I was trying to see what like the rear cam or like the front facing camera can do, like what it looks like, because this is supposed to be 1080p even on the front facing cam.
Well, it makes you look like a kind of heavy bearded older guy.
Okay, so yeah, I look like shit. I know that. I just wanted to make sure it was clear.
Okay. Oh, it's clear. I'm screwed with it.
I look like you were being really polite. No, I look like a fat old white guy. That's fine. That's you can
No,
say that.
the picture looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, background above the cabinets, you know, the refrigerator. You can even a small little thing is pretty detailed. So
Let's be honest, Rob. If you looked up racism in the dictionary, the picture next to it would look kind of like this.
Oh, not kind of. Exactly.
Technically, that's not true, though. Technically, that's not true because there's a lot of black racist people, Puerto Ricans that hate other people. Sometimes, it depends. There's races in all types of colors, I guess.
That's the first time Rob actually came down. I met him in person. I was going to start playing banjo music in the car, but I decided not
He would have enjoyed it.
to.
Oh man. The power locks, you hit the locks, and you know you're locked in the car, and the banjo music comes on. And he's like, "You
Hop
ever
on
seen
in, boy. Click.
How many people know you met me?"
How many people you tell did you tell you were coming here?
Oh, yep. This episode's gonna get deleted by YouTube.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Nah, you haven't done nothing.
No, but we've said all kinds of horrible words that YouTube doesn't like.
Yeah, we said enough trigger words for YouTube. They're gonna be like, yep.
The fucked up thing is we can joke about that kind of shit, but YouTube's like, nope, you can't joke about that. No.
Right?
Yeah, it's YouTube, man.
That's right. Even if YouTube deletes it, it'll be over on my Utreon page.
Doesn't matter. Us cool people that were here, we're here.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, man.
Whoa.
Oh.
Feels like you're gonna pass out, Black Cat.
Not yet.
Give him 5
Give
minutes.
me another hour before I start
You
chatting.
gotta pace yourself, man.
What?
You talk about drinking people under the table, but you gotta pace yourself.
I'm a survivor. I'll hang in there.
We start these shows and talk about having a few drinks, and the next thing
You
you know,
start these shows at fucking 6, 7 o'clock at night. I get home from work. I've already been drinking since fucking 1.
Jeez, you gotta pace it, man. Put you on like a drinking diet. It'd be like 2 glasses of water for every beer.
If I gave up beer, I bet you I'd weigh $150 in a month. Oh, let's see if I can see some comments. I'm here. Democrats stole the 2020 election. Okay, now you'll get deleted. Okay.
Right?
So, was there any other topics besides holsters that you were thinking
I
of?
think we've blown the whole topics thing out of the water when we started talking about dinosaurs and fucking and stuff.
As soon as barbecue came on the panel, the show was over.
That was kind of it. Yeah, I didn't even kill this one. That was kind of barbecue that did that.
Hey, if I didn't have to pay for a decoder to get in here, I wouldn't have ruined it. But you sent me a fake link, and I was like, I'm getting in there one way or the other.
Well, there's a reason they sent you a fake link. Nobody wants you on their channel.
That's why you just don't send an invite in general. But once I get the fake link, I'm like, nope, I'm getting in there one way or the other. So I paid $50 for a descrambler thing. I went through like 100 different chats. Most of them were old and defunct, but nonetheless, there was a couple that were probably like, who's the hell is this guy popping in here?
Probably. We got Grim 90 who showed up, so welcome, Grim.
Oh, Grim's out there. What's up, man?
Wow.
I haven't seen him in a long time. He's hanging around. He's drinking beer, watching us.
Well, hopefully somebody's drinking enough for me.
I'm working on it.
Didn't even
I will
start. Yet.
try and drink enough for the both of us.
What was that, Rob? Now he's gonna mute up and act like he wasn't trying to say anything.
No, I was finishing a conversation with the lady, but I was stating I didn't even start drinking yet. But I'm yelling at him. He's looking like he's gonna pass out. Like, you know,
You
I
and your
just showed up
fucking
to the party
clarity and shit. Come on. Ooh, look at me. I'm not a degenerate. I don't start drinking at lunch. Come on.
I didn't say that. Damn it.
Yeah,
I didn't say that either.
oh, I'm pretty sure you said exactly that just by
So
trying to
you just
word it
turned this into a
differently.
catch-22.
We're all degenerates.
No, speak for yourself.
No.
I am a degenerate. I'll freely admit that shit. All right. I gotta go get another beer.
So, Grim says he's working on a sump pump. That doesn't sound like fun.
No. I wonder what he means by working, like installing, screwing with one, or is he like trying to rebuild the pump or something? I've had to replace them or install them, but I've never bothered trying to rebuild them. So that's why I'm asking. But obviously, you don't have to answer all that. I'm just saying something to talk, to say something.
So, Sergeant Joe Smith says, hey, can you guys say happy birthday to my buddy Mike? I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's 40 today. So, happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike!
The thing is Mike's probably not even watching.
All right. So to show you that I am slowing down, Rob, since you're worried about me, I grabbed a 12 ouncer instead of a pint.
All right.
I'm slowing down.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Okay.
you.
It looks like dog treats.
Happy birthday, dear Mikey.
Oh, somebody sounds like they're already drunk.
Well, he had one. He probably started
I'm
his
not
first
even
drink and only
drinking
takes a couple sips and he starts seeing Bigfoot.
So, Grim says he's replacing and reinstalling.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's by choice and not by necessity. You know, like you chose to help somebody out or chose to do it now, and not that, you know, you had to bail out your basement and try to screw with one or something.
Yeah, I think most people don't worry about their sump pump until it's
All right.
too late.
Yeah, I had a friend that got a place in one of them damn up past Syracuse, Brewerton. It was a development area, and they got a brand new house made, all this stuff. Little like dip in the backyard. Like they got a deal on this lot. Man, when it rains, that turns into a river out back, like basically. But anyway, their basement flooded, brand new sub pump, but there's a little safety tag that comes on the new ones that says remove this tag before installation. You know what I mean? And nobody ever removed the tag, so everything in her basement got toasted because nobody pulled the plastic tag off. Craziest thing. But it sucks that you need one, but if you do, you definitely don't want to screw around.
Yeah. Redneck it up a little bit more. I'll gotta throw some coke in there.
Black Cat Outdoors has 3 sump pumps in relay.
What is that?
installed, I think,
Happy
2 or 3.
birthday! He's 40 today. What a pup!
Yep, and G Web's got it right. When you're 40, you can buy a 40 Smith & Wesson, and no one can 40 shame you.
Yeah.
Hell, Black Cat Outdoors or Guns and Barbecue still has like 3 years before he can buy a 40 and not get shamed.
Hopefully has a 9mm .35. That's as close as he can get.
He could go with the 357. What? .358, 357.
Rob D's almost out of 50 Beowulf here.
No. No, I got a ways for that. I was gonna say, this doesn't really add up though, because you got a lot of older and younger shooters that tend to shoot 22.
Oh.
What are you trying to say, that because Black Cat's super old that he can only shoot 22?
No, I didn't say nothing like that.
That's all I got.
No,
That's all I can
sorry.
handle anymore. Little pea shooter.
You know, if you know a kid starts off at whatever 5-6 years old with a 22, he's not really 22 or .22. So, you know.
So you're saying that you should start him off with a 17 HMR instead of the 22?
Or BB gun .177.
Yeah, 0.117 or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure of the math. I'm just saying, look, this isn't adding up. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I think they'd have to add some new calibers. That's the only way I think it would work.
what you got? Yeah, I guess we got Tim S, who's joined us out there. Welcome.
If you do it in metric, see, you can do 9mm at 9. See, 7.62 by 25 at 7.
You can do 10mm at 10.
10. Yeah.
7.62 by 39 at 7 years old and 6 months and 2 days.
5.56.
2.23. You can start them off at 2 years old.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, YouTube's definitely gonna be yanking this real quick once we said that a 2-year-old can handle a 2.23.
Oh yeah.
Misfits Darling says 12 gauge at 12.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
10 gauge at 10.
I like a 410. I don't want to live that fucking long. Maybe 41 we'll say for 410. Then I'm still good.
Well, you got the 8 gauge.
Holy shit.
You got the 8 gauge, so that's like 8 years old.
I say, wait, I own a 10 gauge. I don't think I'd let a 10-year-old handle it, but hey, that's fun for the whole family.
So
if Rob would ever come down for one of the shoots, I'd bring the 10 gauge out.
That's why he won't. He gets afraid.
What are they? NFPO or something like that?
Yeah, I do the shoot. I do the grip shoot thing down here every year with a friend of mine. You're invited every year. The only person that's ever showed up was John Z. He got to shoot machine guns and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, I remember watching the videos on that. Yeah, I'd probably. I know, like the last time, I remember, we said something from the time prior, and I was like, "Damn, I wish I knew." And he did tell me. He told me like 2.5 months in advance or something.
He told me to go fuck myself. Yeah.
Well, it just totally slipped my mind in that time period, and then I seen the videos, and I was like, "Son of a bitch!" So, do the 2 month in advance, and then the 2 week. The 2 weeks the most important.
See,
I'll give you the hard idea of it is it's always the third Thursday or the third weekend in July.
Oh, jeez. You never want to show up, do you?
It's the same time every year, third Saturday in July.
so Black Cat never sends me an invite, doesn't send the plane ticket to come.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Well, he ain't sending me no plane ticket, but yeah,
You-
I also
You only
want to
live
sneak in
fucking
the
3
back door.
hours from me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You live closer to me than fucking barbecue does, and he's in the same state. I've even invited Rob to go on like outdoor like backpacking trips and kayak trips. No.
Like him. Hey man, I just bought got a canoe, so
Oh, there you go.
we're definitely looking for places, and the camping trip, your normal one, the one always lines up with something we got going on. I can't remember what the hell.
April 1st is my next one. That's first day of trout season.
I think
here.
brought it
Yeah.
by or something. So yeah, it's just the timing. Yeah.
So April 1st is the first day of trout in PA. That's the next time I'm doing a weekend kayak trip.
That's April Fool's Day.
Yeah. That just happens to be when the first day of trout falls in PA this year. I'm doing like a 3-day kayak trip that weekend.
So Sergeant Joe Smith says, what do you guys think of the 600 Nitro Express handgun caliber?
I didn't know they made a handgun in 600.
Yeah, they made a revolver that can handle.
Uh,
I think it was a
So that
prototype.
sounds like something to be over on Demolition Ranch's channel or
Sounds like a great tailgater device to me. Something you can rig
Yeah.
up in the trunk or back fender.
And then he says, is 950 JDJ a good home defense round? Well, yeah. If you want to spend, what is it, $8 a round? $8 or $10 a round?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you seen the size of those things? Like, most of them are the size of the average kitchen table. Rounding corners with that's going to be a bitch. And you better hope you don't live in one of those houses with 3 flights.
Well, all you have to do is just, you don't have to worry about rounding the corner. You shoot through the corner.
So what's the
I
let's
get
put
it.
that out there. What's the biggest? How do I say it? What's the biggest like rifle caliber you've shot? Other than I'm going to discount 50 BMG because I've shoulder fired a Barrett. That's totally different than like a safari rifle. So we're
Okay,
talking
well-
like actual rifles like that.
I've shot a 50 BMG, but now you've said we can't count that. So
No, because
nothing.
they don't recoil. They don't recoil like a safari rifle does.
Black powder 50 cal.
Okay. 458 lot is the big. I've shot a CZ Safari in 458 lot. That was a wake up. Oh no, that's not true. I've shot a 505 Gibbs is the big. I've shot another. That was a CZ Safari also in 505 Gibbs.
Rob's gonna say, "Well, I shot a 338 Lapua."
I don't know. I'd say the 50 on a tripod or mounted because
Yeah, see, that's why I'm saying that doesn't.
well, tripod it still there's a hell of a it still kicks a bit, but you're not you're not holding it all, but you're shaking like a son bitch.
I have video of me shoulder firing a Barrett on my channel. That kicks nothing like a Safari rifle. Something like a 600 Nitro Mag or something like that. Yeah, the 50 BMG kicks nothing like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking 308.
Because I'm trying to imagine 600 Nitro Mag in a fucking pistol. That's rough. Because I've shot 505 Gibbs in about an 8.5 pound rifle, and that fucking hurts.
Well, I think that 650 whatever. I think that's the one. There's a bunch of videos online with like it looks like a bunch of people overseas shooting a gun for the
Oh,
first time.
that was that's a 700 nitro mag they're shooting.
Oh, okay, where the dudes are like flying back on the wall.
Yeah, that's a 700 nitro mag they're shooting. And they do not know how to shoot something that big.
Exactly. If you had the proper stance, you wouldn't be that way. But you know,
there's a proper way to fire a Magnum like a safari rifle.
What about the 800
videos?
What about the 800 nitro? Would you go and shoulder
Is
that?
there an 800 nitro? The biggest one I thought was a 700 nitro.
I think there is an 800.
Is there?
Probably.
I've never seen one. I've seen a 700 nitro.
I'd probably try it prone. I mean, if you were standing there and everybody was standing around and two people shot it and they were like, "Oh, you gonna shoot it or are you gonna puss out?" I'd probably shoot it. I mean,
I think I have video of shooting the 505 Gibbs. 950 JDJ, there's one there. There's only like 3 of those rifles in existence. Then I'll give that if somebody's actually shot one. Those things weigh like 50 or 60 pounds too, though. The shell cartridge for those looks like you're shoving a fucking Red Bull can into the breech. I've never shot one of the express cartridges. That's the biggest I've gotten is 505 Gibbs. Well, 50 BMG too, but that's, like I said, if anybody's ever shoulder fired a Barrett, that doesn't count. That does not recoil that hard. Just an 800? Ah, okay. I've never seen an 800 Nitro Express. If I knew I could go on my channel and find the Gibbs video, I think there's a short of the Gibbs.
So are you saying you wouldn't fire at G23?
Jesus, look at that fucking cartridge. That's bigger than a lot of things I've held in my hand. Holy fuck. On a regular basis, I was just in the bathroom.
I mean, shit, Hickcock's over there firing it, and you're doubting if you would? Come on, man.
Fuck Hickcock.
Yeah, but if his ass is still alive, I think you'd be all right.
I'll get to say with Hickcock, he probably doesn't know how to shoot a rifle like that. Somebody probably paid him to learn how to do it. Actually, if I remember correctly, I think the 458 lot was worse than the 505 Gibbs. It was like a sharper recoil.
Do they have a comparison of that against like a 12 gauge slug?
A lot more. I'll give you my personal comparison, and I own a 10 gauge, and it kicks harder than my 10 gauge does of a slug.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering size wise on the round or casing, however you want.
Yeah, no, 12 gauge, the actual weight of the bullet is more for a slug.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
We're talking
like,
1 ounce versus
like a 3-inch slug.
Yeah, I think the 505 Gibbs is I want to say it's a 550 grain bullet, if I remember.
I'm gonna split out of here. But before I do, I just want to say the Earth is flat, dinosaurs are fake, Bigfoot's real, Slim Jim is a candy bar. See you guys later. This was fun. Thanks for the invite, even though it was a fake one and I had to go searching out the real one there, G23. Y'all have a good night.
Good night, man.
I'm not doing the dinosaurs fake thing tonight. I'm not. Or the Earth is flat thing.
Well,
so you think Bald Sister bring him over to put him to work?
Sounds more like his brother-in-law said, "Hey, come over, and then teach me how to clean my firearms." We all know how that goes.
Yeah,
you hand all your firearms to some poor sucker and say, "Okay, you show me how I'm supposed to clean these."
That's better. I've gotten friends that have showed up with Boxo gun parts and said, "Hey, put this back together." Here, help me. Oh, what the fuck?
What did this start off as?
Yeah. What am I looking at here?
Oh, it's a high point. Okay,
No.
well we can have 5 extra parts and not worry about it.
Actually, High Point's not as bad as well.
So
I've gotten that
Gunpowder-
one with a Ruger Mark Series pistol a couple of times because people just give the fuck up.
Gunpowder Beauty showed up and said, "What kind of shenanigans is going on?" We don't know.
They're saying how like Chevy people are like 308s and Ram people are 9mm and Ford people are 22 LR.
I drive a Subaru. That
That's
makes me a
357.
lesbian, but still.
That's the 9mm Tokarov.
Makarov, not Tokarev. What was it? I own a 9 Mac pistol.
People, it was like a year or two ago. Those were like really hot. Everybody was talking about them. I think that Matt was doing videos all the time on them. I just never got into those funny calibers. To me, it's a funny one. So, something I never see available. Yeah.
9 Mac's not bad. I don't know about now. It used to be all right to find. You can even find hollow points for it and shit. 'Cause I have a CZ82 I used to carry sometimes, but
I never, locally, it's not like I don't shop for it, so don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean? Half the time I got to stand there for 20 minutes before somebody comes over to, because it's little shopping or helping somebody else. So I'm just checking out what they got and I just don't see it. So, there's even, 357, 44 mag, stuff like that. It's even sometimes not so available in normal times. It seems like they wrote there's always a box or two, but you don't get a huge selection like you would have some other calibers where you'll have like 5 different manufacturers, different types.
I'll be back in a minute. I gotta take the pocket dog out to piss here.
Oh. Yep. I got nothing.
Got nothing. You see if your vehicle is in that recall.
Yeah, it's the key fob.
Okay, and it is in the recall.
Yep.
Okay, because they were saying something about they shut off during driving or something like that, and it can be dangerous. And I assume somebody's gotten in an accident in an intersection or something, and now it's become a thing. So.
Yep, but there's no. They don't know how to fix it.
You figure they just swap out a different ignition or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you go to the fobs, just the regular fobs with no key and push button start.
I don't know. You think there'd be something. I mean, maybe not widespread. They might have to branch out or deal with a different company or whatever to get the part, but you'd assume they'd be able to come up with something. That's a big problem. Like your tail light housing, cracking or something or whatever, something along that's something, whatever, you deal with in a sense, but straight up not running, that could be a problem. So hopefully it doesn't get you at some point. So
yeah, I've got a backup key.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe my understanding's different too. Did they mail you anything? They mail you like a thing from the dealer stating
I got an email.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know I got one for my airbag a while ago, but I just disconnected the fuse and shit. So, yeah. I don't know. That's it. Yeah, that's me. But I should take it in, but I just never did. So. But if
Yeah.
it was gonna like one day I'm on a trip across town or out of town and my car just might die for some reason because of my ignition, I'd probably take it in. So, like, 'cause that's different. So,
Eh. I'm not too worried about it. And once they have a
stuck
once,
on the side of the road with a tube in your leg.
I've got roadside assistance, I wouldn't be stuck. I'd make a phone call. I'd have a tow truck. They would take me wherever I want.
Mhm. Stuck waiting on the tow truck.
Yep. Gunpowder Beauty says, G23, did you know every time someone orders a display from R&L Displays, he is too busy to get in the kitchen and torture his family with nasty food?
There might be some truth to that. Could be.
Oh, there's quite a bit of truth to that. So, quite a bit of truth to that. You trying to kill your family.
No. One time, one time.
All it
Yeah.
takes is one time.
Well, I didn't try to kill them one time. Just, one incident, and it sticks with you forever. It's horrible.
I mean, it just takes one time, and you got a reputation of trying to kill your family. That's just all it takes.
Well, hey, man, then don't ask me to make boxed chicken fried steak, okay? I don't know what to tell you.
How about making homemade chicken fried steak? Have you tried doing that?
Hell no. Well, I stay in my lane. Like, you want lasagna, you want Thanksgiving dinner, cookies, cakes, birthday cakes, cupcakes for kids' school thing. That's me. That's my lane. Steaks, burgers, I've got a lot of dishes you can state, but there's certain things just it's not my area. So if you force me over there, don't be mad when I'm driving on the sidewalk. That's all I'm saying.
Oh. Yep. Well, when Black Cat gets back, we'll probably shut this down because I still got to cook dinner for the wife.
Oh, dang. So you got a girl that don't know how to cook?
Oh, she knows how to cook when she wants to.
How'd you get that sound if you got somebody that don't know how to cook?
I cook myself.
Oh,
I know how to
I don't know.
cook.
If my sandwich maker was broken, I'd get rid of it. I don't know.
Oh, she can make sandwiches. But I want meatloaf and mashed taters.
You got a meatloaf recipe? I mean, this has been a debate in our household for a while. It's been a problem. It's gone across a couple states, different people's houses, and we've had good meatloaf, but we just can't seem to make good meatloaf.
The best meatloaf does not have ketchup on it. It does not have A1 on it.
I forgot you're the dude that likes tongue. I couldn't even have asked you. Black Cat, you got any meatloaf recipes?
You want my meat? Hold on.
Yes, he does. So,
what do you need to know about meatloaf?
He can't seem to make.
I don't know, like.
What are you using?
And not like bland. My burgers come out better than meatloaf. We've tried.
Well, you can put seasoning in meatloaf.
Well, yeah, put seasoning in and stuff, and we've been told.
I'll give you a hint. Number one, add a little bit of ground pork to it if you want it to be moist.
Ground pork.
A little bit of ground pork. Number two, use the Italian breadcrumbs and season the shit while you're mixing the meatloaf. Okay.
Okay.
Like, don't just put the seasoning on the outside of meatloaf. Mix the shit with like,
mix it all. I do the same with my burgers. I
Yeah.
season and mix all the meat, toss it.
put a little ketchup in with it. That gives it a little bit of a
No ketchup.
I
yes,
like the
ketchup. Fuck
Ketchup
you.
is nasty.
I don't even like ketchup on shit, but I put it in my meatloaf.
Yeah, a
Mix
little
that
bit
in
baked on the
same time you
top
put the
and stuff.
breadcrumbs in.
Oh man.
Use a decent grade of Italian breadcrumb for a binder. If I make it, I put a little bit of ground venison in there too, but some people don't like that. But
Now, after you've got it all mixed together, do you wrap your meatloaf in bacon?
I have done it both with and without. The wife likes it without. If I do my meatloaf like up at our cabin or something, I do it with. I don't wrap it, but I lay it over the top, and I do mine in a loaf pan.
Yeah,
You know
you
what
can.
a loaf pan is.
Yep. For
So I
making.
form mine inside a loaf pan, then I'll lay the bacon over the top on mine. Now, you've got some fat guys helping you out here in New York. So
Well, I appreciate it. I think we're gonna give it another try. We've had a household ban for at least a year now.
So
'cause-
if the ground pork, if it dries out, a little bit of ground pork will help it stay moist. That puts moisture back into it. Pork doesn't dry out the same way.
Okay.
But-
It was more so the flavoring that seemed to be the concern. It just didn't seem to have
Well, what was your seasoning?
shit, I don't remember. You know.
There's
And
the
we tried it
problem.
a few different ways because it wasn't how we've eaten it before or whatever, but you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It got to the point where every time we did it, it was different and we were still disappointed. So I don't know.
So I use white pepper. A little bit of I use a little bit of garlic salt instead of regular salt. Rosemary. Trying to think. Getting fucked up here. A little bit of sage in there probably would not hurt. I think I put a little bit of sage in there. That's about it, really. And then whatever's in the Italian breadcrumbs, you're going to get more garlic in there. It's kind of garlicky, but the garlic salt helps. If you're not going to use garlic salt, if you don't like garlic, then make sure you put plenty of salt in there. Salt's kind of important for it.
I love garlic.
Okay.
Too much. That's the problem. Like,
Yeah.
I'll eat cloves of it sometimes and then I get yelled at like the next day because apparently it just kind of sweats out. So.
Yeah. See, something like a meatloaf, you don't want to use the cloves. Like if you're doing like braising or something in a pan where you're like frying up like minced garlic or something like that, it'll work all right. But you don't want to do. You want something like a garlic salt, or even if you need regular salt, put garlic powder in. You know what I mean? You want to put like a coarse salt in with the garlic powder, that would help too.
I use actual minced garlic in.
You use minced. See, I don't use the minced stuff because you tend to get like a bite that has a lot of garlic and some that doesn't have as much when it's all incorporated. But I guess, I mean, you could. That's why I use the garlic salt, because it gets all throughout it when you mix it together.
Now, what ground beef do you use?
I usually use 85-15 that I get from my butcher.
Right. You're gonna write this down.
Ground chuck. I don't use ground beef. I use ground chuck. There's a difference.
What about ground round?
What about ground round?
Ground round would be better than regular ground beef. So your grades are going to be ground beef, ground round, ground chuck. That's going to be your grades of like ground or ground. I mean, you can grind anything. You have ground fucking filet if you wanted, but those are usually your three you'll find. Like if you go to like a grocery store or something like that. So ground round would be fine. Just don't go down to the ground beef, because ground beef doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's got a lot more kind of, I don't know how to explain it. The more you go up, the better the flavor. The more beef you'll taste. Let's put it that way.
I got.
If you're gonna use ground round, definitely put the pork in with it though. So if
You
you're
said
gonna do
what?
like say, I don't know how big of a meatloaf you're making. Say you're making 3-pound meatloaf. You want to do like 2 to 2.5 pounds of ground beef and then ground pork for the rest of it. Make sure it's well incorporated in between the two. Before you do your binders or anything, before you add the breadcrumbs, before you add the eggs, you want to do all that together. Get it all mixed real well.
All right, cool. Taking notes, man. We're gonna put this shit to the test.
See, I'm more like Gunpowder Beauty. I'll use a 97.3 or, you know, which is a leaner, less fat, because I am putting pork meat in there, and I'm going to be putting bacon. So.
You could go leaner if you're going to use the pork. You could do. I would not. I don't like going above 90-10 really myself. I like having that fat to render through the meat, but like burgers, I will never do the lean fucking burgers. I always do 80-20 for burgers. 80-20 ground chuck is my burger meat every time.
It makes more of a mess.
It does make more of a mess, but you get more flavor because there's more fat. Fat is where your flavor is. Or look at me, believe me, I know. Fat is where the flavor is. That's why your best steaks have marbling all through them, because there's fat in there. That's where the flavor comes from. When it renders out, it gets more flavor.
Are you saying you're tasty?
Mm-hmm.
I said,
I probably would be. If you were to cut a fucking flank steak off of me, it'd probably be pretty good. But
we definitely gotta go camping, man.
wait a minute. I just got called tasty, and now you want to go camping? I don't know.
Check his bags for Vaseline. Check his bags for Vaseline.
Oh man, you need the edible stuff. All right, now it's getting crazy.
So gizzards out there.
But... all right. Well, we can't talk about cooking chicken now, so, because we're only talking about cooking beef.
Yep, because Move ran away.
Well, just don't tell Gary, but yeah, I might have ate some of his siblings the other day.
Relatives?
Yeah. Hopefully not close relatives. They were good.
Oh. But where the hell did Black Cat run off to?
Hey, he's probably just grabbing another beer. He only had a 12-ouncer.
I got a swallow left. I'll let you in on another little one. If you don't want to do the ketchup, you can do like a diced tomatoes or a tomato puree can. Get the Italian flavored one. Actually, that'll put some extra garlic and stuff in there too.
An idea. I like the ketchup myself, but
yeah, I'm just saying if you don't want to do the ketchup, that would take the vinegar. Basically, you're just losing the vinegar flavor from the ketchup. I mean, all ketchup is vinegar and tomato paste, basically. But
yeah, there's other ways of. You don't need a ketchup or there's. I don't even know where that fucking started.
That's the way that's the way my mom always made it, was with the ketchup. She'd do the ketchup mixed in, and then she'd put the ketchup on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember it always being on top. My mom.
Yeah. But, she put a little bit in the mix, and then she'd put it on top. That's the way I always had it growing up. So that's probably why I still had it in there. I'm not even a huge ketchup fan. I don't eat ketchup on shit, really. But
I always liked it, but yeah, it's being able to make it the same, the tricky part.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how meatloaf was like a poor meal, not necessarily poor meal, but it's just
Oh,
something
yeah,
you got them together pretty quick, fairly affordable. Close the door here. Thank you. So I figured that's pretty much where it kind of came from. Just a quick meal for family people usually, probably.
Meatloaf was a way to use worse parts of beef to make it better. You know what I mean?
Well,
When you can't afford steak, you can make meatloaf. So
yeah. So, Mr. Black Cat, you want to plug your channel and stuff? Because I got to get to cooking dinner before the wife kills me.
sure. I actually have thought about making some more videos, so I might be back here in the future. I haven't made a video in a long time, but yeah, I might do some like fishing videos here in the spring and maybe a review or two.
That
Want to go
works.
check it out. I have a lot of old videos on there if you guys want to go through a back catalog of shit. I got 5 years worth of old shit on there, so maybe 6 years now. I don't even know.
Hell, I think this weekend, it's either this Saturday or, I think my first live stream was like March 7th of 2020. So I've been doing this show for 3 years now.
Okay. I remember when you started.
It's not the same show anymore.
Nope.
Now the guy's trying to finish up for other people's shows,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the dude. It used to be fun.
Trying to provide a little bit of information for people. So, Rob, you got anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
No, have a great night, everybody. Take care. Stay cool.
Yep. Enjoy, everyone. Have a great night, and we'll see you possibly next week. We'll see what happens, how life treats everyone.
Hopefully Rob learns how to make a meatloaf.
Probably not.